Bobby, that's a hard one. The Saints would love to have him back. Would love to have him back. It's going to come down to price.
Yeah.
And that's just being honest. It's going to come down to price. I mean, because here's where you go and look. You have a young, nice player in Pete Werner, but he's not Kwon Alexander.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
I agree.
You can get by with Pete Werner being able to go out there and perform and doing what he needs to do. But if you're looking for bang for your buck and a playmaker, and I don't want to call him the heart and the soul, but a piece of the heart and the soul of that defense is Kwon Alexander.
Yeah, I mean, Deuce, like I've been disappointed because they've look at in the draft room and year in and year out. I think Pete Werner, I think given the opportunity, everybody had COVID. I thought he had an outstanding game. He has a nose for the football. He's a tackling machine. And I look even Caden Ellis. Look where he was drafted compared to Zach Bonds. Zach Bonds the one that's disappointed me. Now he does good on special teams, but I think we drafted him more just to be a special teams player.
Well, I think overall you still have to understand for Zach as well. For him, he's moved around a little bit more from the linebacker position. Probably was more so off the ball, on the ball.
Right.
And now he's asked to play a little bit off the ball, which is probably different for him. And so he's still finding himself a little bit, particularly when you talk about having to drop into coverage. I mean, if you're just asking him to rush the passer, then I think it's a different ball game. But asking him to have to drop in coverage and do some of those things, it hadn't been good. It hadn't been the picture that you wanted as far as the draft status, where you picked him at.
Now, Deuce, when you look at like guys that you're counting on, I would think based on their production, they are restricted free agents, that you definitely tender him, Carl Granderson, based on his production. Obviously, looking at Deontay Harris, I mean, his salary was $850,000. He's restricted also. But the one guy that they have exclusive rights, but Jalen Dalton, I'm looking like Jalen Dalton. He was more dominant. Are you talking about him more during camp? For the last couple of years, even more than Shai Tuttle. During the season, Jalen Dalton might be one of those dark horses if he could just stay healthy.
But you have to remember also, Bobby, as an exclusive free agent, you can't even talk to other teams.
Right.
It's whatever the Saints offer you. You see what I'm saying? And so they have all of his rights, and they just want to make sure that he's healthy. And so he will be back. There's no doubt about that, because it's not even like you have an option. You're not even restricted yet. You're exclusive restricted.
Right.
So, it's all right. The Saints offer me, I sign the deal.
Deuce, I think one of the things that came into play late in the year was once Deontay got hurt and then got suspended, was the emergence of Easop Winston in the return game. And, man, listen, that's kind of maybe what punches his ticket into the NFL for a while now. That was really no decline when Easop was returning.
It was even better. Mike, he averaged 12 yards a return. Deontay Harris, 9.5. Now, Deontay had 21 returns, Easop 10, but still he averaged 12 yards to 9.5. That's impressive.
Continue to show that you can get better. That's what you have to do in that situation. I mean, so for him, he has shown a little bit what he can do, but with that small sample, he's put himself at least in the conversation.